Would anyone like to start today? Nina, have you got any topic you'd like to bring up? Or anyone?
Yes, because the French translator who translated my book, The Buddha's Past, into French, had a good point, and I think many people may think the same. He thinks that first one should know kusala and akusala. And he did not understand why I said that the aim of the Buddha's teaching is not to be a better person, but understanding what is conditioned. And it doesn't matter, it can be kusala or akusala, but it's the most important to understand that are just conditioned realities. And it is a good topic if Ajahn can elaborate a little bit on this.
Akusala is real, it's a reality, right? But when there is moment of kusala, I think that most people know that it's akusala, but not understanding it as not no one at all.
Yes. They don't realize it's so fast, and immediately they alternate so fast. So they confuse kusala and akusala. So it's better not to try to find out whether this is kusala and this is akusala, because it's already gone.
I think that even we understand intellectually about this moment that is not permanent at all, but if there's no understanding of a reality at a time, how can there be the understanding of that particular one arises and falls away? That's why before there can be the direct understanding of the impermanence of whatever is now arising and falling away, if there's no understanding of each different one, how can there be the understanding of what arises and what falls away? That's why just learn to understand what is there when it appears as the object, not just thinking, but the reality which is there is no one at all. It has its own characteristic, but it's not known as just a reality which has its function, its characteristic, condition to just arise, perform its function, and then gone. That's why learning to understand what is there. We can say that it's seeing, but what is seeing? We can say that it's seeing. And when there's no understanding thoroughly about what is it in truth, there must be the idea of I see for sure anytime until there is the understanding, even intellectually, that it cannot be anyone at all because it's conditioned to arise. As soon as it has risen, it falls away instantly. So how can it be anyone or anything because it's completely, absolutely gone? And now seeing, that seeing now is not the seeing just a moment ago. Learn to understand the truth of what is there one by one until there can be a moment of being aware by conditions with understanding that this is to be known. This understanding of its nature as no one just arises and falls away is that this very moment when it's there to be known. Otherwise, it cannot be known. Moment when it arises and it falls away because it's there right now. Very subtle, but the truth is that seeing is not hearing, is not thinking. 6 ways, different from time to time, from life to life, from eons up to now. The truth is that which appears through 6 ways to be known when it's there. Otherwise, it's just imagining, thinking about that. But what about now? It's there to be known, whether it's true or not. No one has anything to do at all because it's there already. It's there and gone already. That's why to have firm confidence of the truth is that which is now appearing can condition moment of attending to that characteristic And when there is more understanding, it is aware of the characteristic which cannot be taken for anything at all. Because what is there is just there. Seeing is just seeing. It's not manasikara or vitaka or whatever word we have learned, but it's there, performing its function anytime, to be known, little by little, intellectually, until it can condition moment of directly begin to understand that the truth is there just right now. What is there? It's the truth. It can be known and it's gone. But when there's not enough understanding of the reality one by one, which is different, how can that which is taken for something permanent be gone? Because it's not true. The truth is that it's not there anymore, even right now. But what is there has to be known as it is, that which sees only that. It takes quite a long time to be acquainted to the characteristic which cannot be taken for anyone or anything at all, and begin to understand the subtle meaning, the deep meaning of no one. So what is meant by the world? No world, when there's nothing arising at all. But when whatever arises, the world is there. Because it's there to be known as it's there one doorway at a time, 6 doorways together. So it is taken for something permanent without understanding each different one as no one and nothing at all. Just hearing, considering, to have condition for directly understanding what is there, as it's only that very moment when it's there to be known. That's all. It takes time. Khanti Barami, Viriya Barami, Satya Barami, Adidana Barami, Nekkhamma Barami. Otherwise, there cannot be the understanding of who's the Buddha and what's the teaching about. Think that it's something like 40 Pakaya Dharma and so on. But what about now? It's there. It's there. Can be known little by little. What is there? What are there from moment to moment? Little by little. The truth is so close, not far away at all. It's for a moment. It's gone. It doesn't matter what is there now. It's there. But anything which is there, appearing, can be object of understanding the truth of it. And this is a subtle path to let go the idea of self and ignorance, having been accumulated long, long ago, years and years. So how can it be let go instantly or shortly after hearing it? And the test we use to understand what is meant, this moment, how much understanding of the characteristic which is not self, which arises and which sees. Daily life, anything right now. How much understanding can be known just right now. And if it's not carefully studied, there can be conditioned for misunderstanding. It seems like the teachings of the Buddha is so very easy. Just hear and then do something. But what about the understanding? When there is the idea of to do something, is there any understanding of Dhamma, Anatta, no one at all? And what is there? When there is no understanding, usually it is I, because of not understanding the truth of what is there as it is. It's gone. hearing again and again and again, who know the function of each Cetasika arising, performing its function right now from moment to moment to develop the understanding little by little. And this is a subtle path leading to let go what is there. So very, very subtle, very deep. That's why right understanding only can begin to understand the depth of whatever is there, little by little. To be just one moment of understanding, one reality at a time. From hearing, seeing is not hearing, it's not thinking, it's so true. And what is there? No one. So what is that? The reality which arises to experience. Who can change the characteristic of the reality, which is the conditions to arise to experience? What is there now? That's why we learn to understand. In truth, what is it? We take for seeing is the moment of experiencing an object, not at will, but by conditions. No other way, no other path, just considering what is there, little by little. Is there so close right now? So when will it be the object of direct awareness with understanding? Without understanding, there cannot be direct awareness of the truth at all. How come to have such understanding without hearing again and again and again and have more confidence of the truth? Satya Parami and Adidana Parami. Viriya Parami, see, at moment of getting angry, is there any Parami? The test is there. Not yet, but the more understanding of the nature of that which is now appearing can condition instantly, suddenly, anatta. What is there is conditioned. Not knowing before, no expectation at all. Otherwise, it's I. So very subtle. Thinking about the time of Buddha, people became enlightened naturally, unexpectedly, like Sariputta, Moggallana, Visakha, and so on. Because right understanding is there. When one has learned about it, and when there can be moment of hearing about it again, a little more understanding, better than none at all, when there is no hearing about it. So now we are talking about the truth of what is there as usual. Before hearing it, no considering, no understanding the truth. But after hearing about it, considering the truth, is there already seeing while one is talking. There's seeing, how come? But no understanding of the difference between seeing and hearing and thinking. So how can there be the letting go attached to the object as something? Because they are together, seeing and hearing. Who can divide, who can separate it, who can distinguish it? Right understanding develops little by little. And these are the words of the Buddha, no matter in what text, sutta or abhidhamma. What is heard unexpectedly and then gone. No one there at all. But the wrong sanya is so very, very, very accumulated. No understanding. So it's real. It's not the moment of being aware with understanding. It's just that which appears. And that cannot be that cannot experience anything. And at moment of sound appears, there must be the reality which experiences it, so it can appear. Do we have to go somewhere to understand what is there as it is right then, right now?
And Ajahn, you mentioned the sound appearing unexpectedly, and at that time I could hear bird noises coming from someone's microphone. I don't know who it is, but it's pleasant enough. But when we hear that noise, we immediately have the idea of birds chirping. And you mentioned wrong sanya, of course, because it's agusala. And I think your point is that the wrong sanya means sanya with agusala citta, not because there's an idea of a bird or something like that, but because it's agusala. Would that be correct, Ajahn?
Atta sanya is sanya of something there. The sound of bird, the sound is the bird, but actually sound is sound, and that can be heard is only sound, not bird.
So just knowing or attaching a label to the kind of sound is not, though, the same as something there, or is it?
You have confidence of the truth that sound is sound. That's all. And thinking is thinking. And memory is there, taking that sound for bird. All are there, no one, no thing. All conditioned moment, the conditioned realities arising and then falling away instantly. When there is the understanding of the truth, the absolute truth, it conditions firm confidence of the truth. That since it's there, it can be realized, it can be understood as it is. It's gone. See, the bird is gone, or the sound is gone, or what is gone.
What about when there's hearing of words spoken and there's thinking about the meaning of the words?
That's why we learn to understand one citta at a time, only one. And seeing is not moment of thinking, or not moment of citta which arises after it.
But do we say that's wrong sanya also, Ajahn? Understanding the meaning of words spoken, is that wrong sanya? Or
So we learn to understand what is true, absolute truth, and what is not true. Sound is true, or a bird is true. Is the sound bird? Or the sound is sound? No bird in it.
yes, I'm asking about words, the meaning of words.
So what about the sanya vipalasa? All kinds of vipalasa. Taking that which is not permanent as permanent. That is sukha, not sukha. That it's not beautiful as it's so beautiful. And beautiful here that it attracts attention and clinging to it.
I'm just trying to understand the difference between moments with atta sanya and moments
So that's why
that are not atta sanya, but just sanya.
with kusla citta, but not vipaka, which is seeing, sampadichana, and sandhya, and so on. That's why we learn to understand different moments, each different moment, to be sure, to have more confidence that it cannot be taken for anything permanent at all. Life is just the arising and falling away experience is what is there through the 6 levels, life after life, moment after moment. Nobody can change conditions for what arises at all. So now it's time to hear. Who can stop hearing to arise and not understanding the truth that it's not there anymore. Sanya Vipalasa, that which is not permanent, it seems permanent because not thinking about moment when it's not there anymore. Each moment different by conditions and gone. So true, but the understanding of the truth is not firm enough. And when it's not firm, there can be condition for other thought, other idea, doing something which is not the right path as is the right path. That's why there has to be very firm confidence of the truth, that the truth is there now and it can be known. But what about that which we try to get it, try to go somewhere to find it? No understanding of what is there now. So what is meant by understanding? If we cannot understand this real moment as it is, that's why there has to be the first stage of understanding the truth intellectually, firm enough, tirasanya, which is a condition for moment of being aware with understanding. Even it just begins, it knows that it has to be that which is now appearing only. And then closer than that, it's gone. And there is another different one, little by little, until all 5 khandhas are known as no one there at all. It's that which arises and falls away, never to return. A moment of 5 khandhas, learn to understand each khandha as it is, to understand that actually, how can it be taken for thing or people? Because it's gone. As soon as it has arisen, it's gone. Like now. The truth is so true, but right understanding is not firm enough to let go. The accumulation of ignorance and attachment. That's not understanding the words of the enlightened one. It cannot be changed at all because it appears as it is, but not enough understanding that it's the point. So only understanding can understand whatever is there as it is. It begins this moment, it's gone. So true. Next moment, it's not the previous moment. And hearing, considering, understanding, even just little by little, can condition moment of strong understanding to let go what is taken for self, even it has been accumulated years and years. Little by little, begin to understand what is meant by Dhamma. And how many different kinds of Dhamma they are in the day, all there. moment to moment, moment of seeing, moment of thinking, they're all there to be known as they are one by one. That's why learn from intellectual level to understand the truth. And that is parami, which will condition the way of parami along, on and on and on, unexpectedly to experience the object with understanding and expectation. Unexpected. It has to be up. Like we heard the word from Tipitaka. So it means different moments of understanding. But no understanding. That's why it's so true that it can be known of its truth, but it takes time and patience to let go ignorance. Otherwise, there cannot be realization of the truth because ignorance covers up everything. Not understanding it now, but there can be the development of understanding little by little. So how much patience it takes from life to life. So this life is the life of parami to carry on until one day it's there by condition, unexpectedly, amazingly. How come? And understanding is understanding. Ignorance is ignorance. Attachment is attachment. In a day, different kinds of Dhamma, different Cetasikas, Mana Cetasika, Viriya Cetasika, Vipassana Cetasika. My Buddha taught for 45 years in details for every life, no matter what life is there. To understand what has been accumulated for different ones, to be different from moment to moment. So in truth, it's the world of realities, absolute realities only. Without absolute realities, how can they be this moment? Hearing, thinking, liking, disliking, hardness, softness, sound, smell. And that which was there in the morning, where are they now? Never to return. It goes on, rolls on by conditions, ignorance or understanding, akusala or akusala, by conditions. And then die. Cannot be this person anymore. Cannot remember what were long time ago in life from birth. Just understand the truth, that's all. And Dhamma develops by itself, by its function. No matter what we are talking about, no matter what happened in a day, there can be right understanding of each reality, little by little. Otherwise, there's no understanding of the truth at all in this life from birth to death. So it's time to have more confidence of the truth. And we try so much now, not understanding the truth of what is there, but right understanding begins to develop at moment of understanding. And this is parami. Without understanding, no parami at all. Is there anyone? Or only seeing, hearing, thinking, considering? Taken for I. In truth, they are only different realities by conditions. And this is love, with ignorance or with right understanding. So right understanding is quite different from ignorance. That's why we can learn just one word to understand the truth deeper and clearer. Like Dhamma, no one, no thing, different characteristic, different function, never lasts at all. And now there is something experienced, no understanding of the truth. That's why hearing, considering the truth of it from the Buddha's word, who has enlightened the truth and developed the understanding little by little of each one as it is. That's the way to understand whatever is there in life from moment to moment, as it truly is. There is feeling right now. There is memory for sure right now. And there is whatever is there as we take for I like, dislike, and so on. And rupa, that which is experienced, smell, taste, touch. The truth of what is there, which has been hidden quite a long time, can be object of understanding from hearing and considering to realize the truth. Otherwise, it's useless just to talk about the impermanence of this and that, never to understand the truth. That's why each word, when it's so true about its truth, that can be known. Otherwise, there's no enlightened one as Buddha. So we can talk about any reality. It's so true to be understood, how deep it is, how subtle it is. But it can be understood little by little until it appears as no one at all directly right now. So now is the way developed on and on to understand the depth of what is there now. So deep and so far, but it can getting closer and closer to understand what is there now, little by little, by conditions. So life continue on as being conditioned according to conditions to be known as what has accumulated. And what has been accumulated. Attachment, ignorance, or a little more of understanding the truth of what is there now. That can be learned because it's there. And we talk about what is there as it is. The reality which experiences an object, so we say seeing. It's that reality which is conditioned just to arise to see and then gone. Is that not right understanding about that very moment of seeing? We don't have to find the right understanding somewhere else. It's just of that which is there now to be known, to be considered, to be developed, to be enrooted, to be implanted. That it can be known and it's there from life to life, from moment to moment. Understanding is just that which is now appearing. Until then, as is there, hardness, seeing, thinking. And what we are saying, talking about, does not waste or forgotten or no worth or no use at all. It's moment of understanding, developing by conditions to understand what is there little by little. To be reminded when it's there by conditions. We have heard a lot about it, but what about hardness now? Ready to be understood or not yet by conditions? Understand the truth of anattanas and conditions. Is that right? To understand what is right and what is wrong. And that is panya. No one there at all. So when we talk about our reality to be understood a little more clearer and clearer, to let go the idea of self,